Hello and welcome to another short tutorial from Crawley College. This time we're going to look at how you insert a photo album into a PowerPoint presentation. Perhaps you want to show off some product pictures or people, whatever it needs to be. You don't have to create individual slides and then separately put pictures onto each of them. You just have to tell PowerPoint where your images are, and it will just put them into a photo album for you when you click the right buttons. The only prep you have to do is to have a folder ready with the images in it that you want to use. I've got one of those I can use for this demonstration, so I'm just going to go to the bottom of the screen and pop that up on the screen. There we are. I've got a folder with some winter pictures in it, and I'm going to be using that for this photo album. I'll click back onto PowerPoint, so there's the focus of what we're doing. The way you do it is to go to the Insert tab at the top of the screen, click on there, and then you've got the whole section here with a range of different image options. You can go and find things online, find images you've got on your computer. The one we want here is photo album. So if I click on that, it says, right, I'm going to put a photo album in for you. Where are the images you want to use? And you find them by clicking on this file/disk button on the left. It takes you to your pictures folder on the computer, and I've got that folder 00 PowerPoint album ready to go for this, so I'm going to double click it, and there we are. You can see the same list that I had before. They're there waiting for me to use. I can pick any or all of the items in there. If I just want some of them, I can click and drag on a few. Click from outside and drag across them and let go. If I want a sequence, I can click on the first item and shift click on the last one I want. If I want all of them, I can simply click and drag and pick them all up. I don't want those other two folders at the top, I just want these individual files, so that's what I've selected. You can see they're all listed at the bottom. If I now go to the Insert button just down and to the right of that and wait a couple of seconds, there I have all those images in my presentation ready to go. I can click on each of them in turn and see what they are. Is that what I wanted? Oh, I didn't want that. Okay, I'll click on the box here, put a tick in it, and now tools become available, one of which is remove. So I could throw that one away and not use it if I wanted to. I can rearrange the order, I can flip them and change contrast and brightness with these over here. You've also got some options as to how you want them to fit on the slide and so on, if you want something different to what it initially gives you. Might be worth doing it once, seeing what you get, and then experimenting. I'm going to live with what it gives me to start with. I'm just going to click the Create button. There we are, and now I've got a presentation. It says photo album, it's got my username. That's completely irrelevant, so I'm going to change that. This is all about winter, it's not all about me, so there we go. And maybe I'll make that a little bit bigger. I'll click the edge of the box to pick the whole thing up, and bigger, there we are with the A next to font size, bold, all sorts of other things, all the normal tools you might want to use. Now my photo album is ready. You can see them all down the left hand side. So to run my presentation, I'm going to press F5, which runs it from the beginning. There we are, photo album winter. When I click with the mouse or press the enter key, I'm now on to each slide in turn. As I do that, range of different pictures, back to the end, so click to exit. I'm back to there. Now that's quite nice, very easy to do, didn't take very long at all. But if you wanted something like this to perhaps be continuously operating, you can set it up for continuous use with your slideshow settings, which says just let it run until somebody presses escape. But as part of that, you need them to move on one to the next. So if you set up a transition, you can set up how often these things change over, how long they're on the screen for, but also the way they change can be quite interesting. So I'm going to go to the top of the screen and choose transitions. There we are, And here are some transitions, the way they change from one to the next. If I put the mouse over it, it tells you what they do. Fade says the previous slide fades away, revealing the current slide. Push pushes the current slide into view. So click on there, and there we are, sliding from one to the next. And I've got some settings on the right. If I did want it to go up, I can click Effect Options and do it from right or left or from the top. So various choices available to me there. But there are far more than this dozen that you can see here. If I click on this arrow on the right hand end of that list, I've got some others which replace them. If I click on the arrow with a line on it, I get them all on show at once in all their different categories. Again, if you click on one of them, you get the effect. Some of these are labelled as exciting, as you can see. There's the headings at the top of the sections there. So I'm going to go with perhaps curtains. That might be quite interesting. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, like you're on stage, but a bit long-winded. Not a problem. To the right of these transitions, you've got how long this should take, what the duration is. It's currently set to 6 seconds. Let's knock that all the way down to say 2.5 and see what happens now. I can check it by clicking the preview button top left, and it will do it again with the new setting. There we are. Fine. Not quite what I want though, so I'm going to find something else. Let's click on the arrow with the line on it. If this is something that's just continuously operating, maybe in a shop window, or you're pushing products in the foyer of your company where people come in and they're waiting to be collected, they're visitors, the cube one is quite good for this. I'm going to click on that one. You can see it's rotating round, but that'll only do it for this slide because that's the one I'm on when I did it. If I want it on all of them, I've got to go to top right and say apply to all. I can obviously change the duration again if I want to, and I could say a different direction. So apply to all, and now it's done to all of them. If I now run my presentation with my F5 key, there we are, it's going through each of those items in turn when I press the key on the keyboard, rotating nicely. And if that was set to be automatic, then you just have to let it sit there and walk away. It will keep going until you press the escape key. I'll do that now. Stop my presentation, and that's it. I don't need to do any more. It's all done, dusted and ready to go. Thank you for listening.